Ready?
Ready. Hey, everyone. Hey, guys. How are you?
Hi,
Good,
everyone.
Hello.
Excited to be here again. My favorite Friday morning thing to do is to see your face.
You know, I thought I'd do a bit of a spontaneous one today. We've got a special guest, Jason Q. I know you guys have been on shows before together. And the way Jason Q I work all the time is very last minute and spontaneous, and our shows are always well received. And Mel, thank you so much for everything that you do. I know I start off the show every time in gratitude because our energy has been really well received. It's the one that hits the most views on my show. So
yeah, it does well on mine when YouTube allows me to have a channel.
Yeah. Well, just before we start, so everyone, thank you for watching. I just want to say a big thank you for everyone that's supporting Mel, that's supporting Jason, that's supporting myself. In the description box below, I'm going to put all Mel's details and her email list, my email list. Jason, you don't have an email list, but he's on Facebook. But all the details we'll put, so please support Mel on her channel. Unfortunately, you've been, you're in jail, in YouTube jail. Was it Facebook jail?
Well, no, I'm in YouTube jail, but there's two accounts out there that your viewers should know are not mine. The Mel K Show official, not official. And the Mel K and Charlie Ward Show, not ours. But I get strikes for the same videos that they put up and don't. So that's interesting. Wow. Figure that one out. I guess they know who the real one is at YouTube. But yeah, so don't support them.
Yeah, they've got you on radar, Mel. You're telling the truth. It's you actually saying it, but they're not. They're like actually, you know, penalizing the real Mel K.
Right. That's okay. My stuff's up on BitChute. We're trying to make the melkshow.com work and be able to stream there. So you know what? They can keep fighting. I really, this isn't about me. This really is about a much bigger picture than me. And you know what, I'm at a point where whatever, if I put it up on YouTube and it comes down, I just think, okay, I guess I over the target.
Yeah. No, I agree. Well, there's been some big news today. Jason's got a lot to share with us, and Mel, I'm excited to hear what you've got to say. But just before we started this show, there was news from Charlie on Nicholas's show that Biden has apparently been arrested at 12 a.m. on the 20th of this 20th of January, along with 355 congressmen, 109 senators, of which 464 elected. And this was done on between the 24th and 25th, 4:30 Eastern Standard Time and 10:30 GMT. So this was, I'm just relaying the information from Nicholas's show, but there's been a notification by the military to all MSN worldwide and to all governments about this. So let's see. I think, Jason, you wanted to say something about this today, didn't you?
Well, I mean, I just think it's funny because first mass arrest that will shock the world. Our whole government, Congress, funny how we call it that. That's a check for us. I mean, we're literally like way over the target. Like we've all been talking about this, you know, how Congress, it's a tyrannical government. It has to be brought down. Everybody that's all scared right now, it's like, it's already done. There's no need to be scared. Now you gotta learn. Now is a time where you need to just, you know, put on your big boy and big girl pants and say, you know what? Yeah, they did some bad stuff. We gotta learn what they did so we don't repeat it. That's it.
Right. Yeah, I saw, I know people were upset. I've been being attacked, which is now, now I'm getting good at it. I'm getting much better at being attacked than ever. If I had this thick skin when I was in Hollywood, it might have gone differently.
It's a really learning curve, isn't it, this journey, Mel?
Oh, it's crazy.
It really helps you evolve in every single way, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, you know. Post the inauguration, it's been nothing but vicious attacks. But we got a mention on Michael Jaco's show. I'm not sure if you saw that. Our one, the full moon hangover, Mel.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I saw it.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's so nice. Listen, awesome. All of us are in this for good. The people that are connected in our sphere and the people that we work with, everyone is for God, country, justice,
Yeah.
and doing it for the right reasons. And that's why we all connected and we stay connected. And if it wasn't for our group of, real true digital soldiers,
That's what it
the
is.
real thing we are, there'd be a lot more lost souls out there. And I don't know if I would have kept going, because that's the beauty of community and fellowship and connecting on a different spiritual level with a similar mission. I know last night on Doug Billings' show, General Flynn was on, and a lot of people got very upset because General Flynn said that the Insurrection Act was not called.
Yes.
What I have to say about that is, A, the military doesn't tell you what they're doing, and he wouldn't be authorized, even if they were, to tell us. And B, he didn't say it was over, because what I've said all along is I believe that this is an alliance of governments and a special ops military force that has been working with the entire world of special ops people, that, yeah, maybe he didn't do it. There were many options, as I've said many times: contingency of government, a bunch of different things, continuity of government, I mean. But the truth is, like Jason said, our Constitution and our Declaration of Independence protect us. And Thomas Jefferson wrote in the Declaration of Independence that when the government becomes despotic and is no longer working for the people, for the independence of the individual, their property, and their security, the people have the right to abolish the government and reconfigure the government in a way that works properly for them. It is our government. It is not their government to rule over us, as they've been doing. And as everyone's seen over the last 2 weeks, the communism and the totalitarianism being instilled is nothing short of what happened in Germany 1933 through the Holocaust. And it's the exact same playbook, because it's the exact same people.
Same people.
And yeah, exactly. And what's happening now is, I believe, as I've said many times, this is not, no one in the world is going to allow America to become a communist country. No leader, no way. And as we all know, there's an alliance that's about the children and about the international trafficking and adrenochrome and all of that, which yesterday I connected to what's going on in Myanmar. And I believe that what we are seeing is exactly what the three of us are seeing. So I believe what I'm seeing happening because of what we've already known and what we've been talking about for 4 years. So as
Myanmar's the catalyst, right?
Right. I think so. But I'll tell you even deeper what's going on, I think, there. But here's the story that it doesn't matter what General Flynn said on there. What he did say was, keep fighting. This isn't over. They stole the election. We have the evidence. Mike Lindell's thing is coming out today. There's a lot of expectations for the alert. We have the Super Bowl, which we were told is going to be a puppy show, which is interesting.
Yes.
Coming up. And, the NFL betrayed us, the whole country, in the biggest way, in our faces, as we stood there and allowed it. And that would be just desserts, in my opinion. But even bigger, I think, maybe is the connections between Soros, the Clinton Foundation, the central banking cabal, Switzerland, and the CCP. Because I've said a long time ago, and I still say it, I believe Xi is playing both sides, and that there is an attack within China that we're not being told about on the CCP, which again is led by a bloodline family, the Li family. So, and then yesterday, and then we can jump to the next. But yesterday, I learned that just like with the Caribbean initiative that the Clinton Global Initiative did, and they went into all the Caribbean countries and they built that port in Haiti, and all of these places are the biggest human trafficking, child trafficking, organ trafficking, drug trafficking hub. And then you have the Evergreen and the waterways. Well, guess what the biggest child trafficking hub in the world is? Myanmar.
That's so
and for children.
Yeah.
And the port there was also a Clinton Global Initiative situation. When Hillary Clinton went in there during the Barack Obama and befriended this woman who was a political prisoner, so to speak, but she really is somebody that's been working with George Soros and Clintons and the Rothschilds and all of them the whole time to enslave her own country, which people don't want you to know. And I know that there is a military there that is rogue, but there also is, I believe, the alliance there.
Yep.
And that might be really what's going on. But when you look at what happened in Haiti, And then you look at what happened since the Clinton Global Initiative, the Crisis International, which is Lord Moloch Brown and Frank Gustra, and the Open Society basically went into Myanmar in the early 2000s to now. It looks exactly like what they did in Haiti and in all of these islands, where they go in, they set up the bank, they get all their people in there to do all of the infrastructure, the internet, everything. They rob them of all their resources in the name of helping the country and being humanitarian. Well, guess what's happened since? Myanmar has consistently become worse and worse in child and human trafficking. It has a major issue, and most of those kids are trafficked to both China and America. So oddly enough, they went in there to save the country, and instead it became the worst hub for child trafficking in the world. Again, just like what they did in Haiti and the Island Initiative. So I have no doubt that this is a mirror, and we're supposed to be looking at it.
Yeah.
And it's not a military coup, I don't believe, as much as they're arresting traitors. And was there cheating? People say, oh, Smartmatic Dominion wasn't involved. Well, the minute I saw Lord Moloch Brown and Soros and his 17 different NGOs that are running in Myanmar, this poor country that has refugees and concentration camps for the Muslims and all this stuff, yet there's claiming to be there for again, humanitarian reasons and all that. For me, it's always the opposite. So, I think that's much bigger than we think. And remember, Trump closed all the ports.
Yep.
He went one by another and closed all the trafficking ports. Well, they seem to be going back in because the deal with the Taliban was, don't send opium and heroin or anything to our country and we'll leave. Just keep it here. And that was the deal. Well, this was also, Myanmar is also the second largest trafficker of heroin in the world.
Yeah.
Most of it done with child labor. So again, same MO. And that's why I have faith. And every day it becomes more and more about God and the fight between good and evil. And
the exposing of children, Mel.
Yeah.
This is what essentially we always talk, we bring it down back to this. And Jason talks about this as well every time. It's about the children, and this is the fight, and you're piecing everything together strategically and connecting all the dots. And Myanmar represents something huge because it has come out in the MMS, and people are starting to get nuggets of information. And it's essential now that we all pay attention to what's going on there, because first of all, with that lady, I can never say her name, Hung Suu. Sorry. And apparently the military have taken control. So is this the catalyst for what is to come now this weekend? Now, we don't like to place any timeline. So anyone watching this, before you gun myself down or Jason or Mel, no one's putting timelines to anything. But what's happened in Myanmar gives me faith, because back in July, when we were researching all of this, you go very specific, Mel, and that's excellent for all the viewers. They just, it helps us piece everything together. So it's just, even in what you've just said, it just makes so much sense, because this is all to do with the children, every single thing. So how are they going to expose it? What are they going to do? Which way are they going to turn? So this weekend, there's rumors that there could be an EBS, but the complete shutdown of the media. I don't sit there and hold on to that. But Jason, what are your thoughts?
Well, here's my thoughts on the emergency broadcast. It says done in 30, right? Now, when you think of the Super Bowl, right? Now, Tampa Bay, they're coming out and they're playing in white jerseys. For some reason, they never wore white. They wore white a few years ago, but their stuff went all gunmetal gray and everything. They're playing at home, and white is their away. Then you have the Chiefs. They were red and white. You have the Knights Templar, right? So what they essentially did was, since the game is in Tampa Bay, right, you literally cut the head off the snake, because now they're screwed. They're on a peninsula. There's no running. Either you're going to Cuba or you're getting stopped by the military, because they're right behind you. You're done. Because their symbolism, they're whores for their symbolism. They have to go to the Super Bowl. They have to have all the Illuminati stuff. And what's going to happen at halftime? They changed the halftime. They made it 13 minutes exactly. Why? You think done in 30, it has kill box in 30. Every quarter in football is 15 minutes. Halftime would be 30 minutes. What if halftime show, it's going to be, boom, they take over all the TV channels and everything. If you think about it, everybody's going to be glued watching it. How can you walk away from that? You're going to have the most viewers ever by a TV. It's the prime time. That's when you got to hit it, because what is it about? It's about the children.
Yeah, and
what's the biggest? Yeah, Super Bowl. It's a Super Bowl.
Right.
I mean, they had to do it like this
because that's plus a lot of children get trafficked, right, at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, terrible. Yeah, and also that's very interesting because if you recall last year, they wiped their satanic rituals in our face during the halftime show. And, you know, people caught it. I know Jason did, but a lot of people didn't. But they even had kids in cages symbolism and all this stuff. I mean, it really was just like, don't forget, they also did it with the Olympics in the UK with their opening show. This is what they do.
That was really freaky. I got my WhatsApp got taken off, Mel, because of that. That was one of the first videos that freaked me out. I mean, it was so uncanny. Yeah, because especially the big inflatable Boris Johnson, and with the hair, I was like, you can't make that up. And you know, him coming up like being all inflated from a hospital bed, and then the shape of the dome as the coronavirus symbol. I mean, come on. Guys are not connecting. This was in 2012. So look how pre-planned this has been. I mean, we know that anyway, so that's nothing new.
2009.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Project Lockstep, Rockefeller Foundation.
Yeah.
This was but more and more is coming out about it. First of all, here's the thing. People might be ignorant to a lot of facts, but people generally aren't stupid. What's happened since the election and the inauguration with coronavirus or certification of vaccination identification is now the PCR test doesn't work. We've all been saying that for a year. Now they can open up indoor dining. Now people aren't dumb. Everyone, even if they voted for Biden, which was really a vote against the Trump that the media created, not the real Trump, is even looking around being like, well, isn't this weird? You know, the cases are dropping, the death tolls are dropping, the lockdowns are going on. What a coincidence. How many times still it's not a coincidence, right?
Yeah.
It's mathematically impossible. And I believe that, I believe that it's just, we're not that dumb, you know?
Well, I'm still, I mean, yes, I'd like to think that, but I'm still up against a lot of people who don't believe that, and they still believe that Biden's the president, and then that cases are going down, and well, here in the UK, cases are going up. This is the thing. So
depending on who's testing it, who's looking at the test.
But the inconsistency.
And what are they testing? I mean,
right, exactly. They never isolated the virus. So it's funny in America. Like I've been telling you guys, I have to go to like the English language papers in India and Russia and Yugoslavia and all these other to get the real information about America. Yeah. It is completely insane. But I mean, more and more it's coming. Look, the Peruvian government, okay, they're a country, they're a giant country. They just put in a lawsuit against Soros, Gates, and I believe the NIH, saying that this was a fake pandemic, just collapse our economies, depress us into the one world order. And, you know, and Rockefeller's on that. And that's the second one, because there's also a case in Germany. And don't forget that the woman in the beginning in Italy came out and said that Gates should be arrested for crimes against humanity. So, you know, I just think it's all, like I said, this has been a week of just red pill after red pill after red pill, if you're paying attention. Yeah. And, you know, look, people are going to say that about the COVID until they're going to break the cognitive dissonance. How is there no flu? Like, there's just so many things. And how what a crime against humanity. The whole world this was done to. And I saw on a website, basically, and today Time Magazine even had put out an article, which is a deep state, you know, totally controlled medium, but put out an article saying that the international elite and cabal helped Biden cheat in the election, and they're proud of it, you know, and that is a real article that's out there. And Mike Lindell put out his information today. Immediately they blocked it on all social media. but he'll get it out there somehow. And you know, I agree with Jason that like we are at the cusp of real stuff happening. And I know
Yeah,
people say,
revelation.
stop giving people hopium. Well, it's not hopium. It's
No.
connecting dots that are real, specific, factual things that happened along the way that are leading to that. It's not hopium. It's not. Why would we do that?
Yeah.
You know.
We've got nothing better to do, and we just wanted to make channels, and we just wanted to make money, and we're just liars,
Right.
and we're just frauds, and I keep interrupting, you keep interrupting, everything's just all neck, you know. It's just all these, like, people are like losing their crap recently, you know, and people who were on the in the truther community and like believing that, you know, believing in Trump, a lot of them have fallen off the bandwagon. But look, we're getting closer and closer, and I really feel it. And whatever trajectory this follows, you know, I'm running with it, because the media is drip feeding information, and like you said, red pilling us. Yeah. And those that choose to have the eyes, I mean, there is not normalcy here. This is not normal. And you know, 4 masks and an anal swab, and you know, yeah, I know they've closed all borders here in the UK and Dubai, and I was thinking of going, but I can't go now. I know. I mean, and to be fair, I did see someone with 4 masks. I kid you not, in the park today.
I've seen 2 and a shield yesterday, and I just shake my head and I think, oh God,
I pray for
it's gonna
you.
be a hard road for this person. God bless him. You know, but yeah, it's insanity, because it's coming out more and more that the original recommendation from the WHO was to let people get the virus and recover in herd immunity, and none of this should have ever happened. And there's just more and more coming out saying that that was scrubbed from the website, and the definition was changed. And then enter Dr. Fauci, who is as deep state demon as they come, and his crew. You know, he with that, it was illegal what he was doing. Even to Obama's administration, he was doing tests and figuring out how to make it hyper you know, contagious. He was involved in that ability for this thing to mutate to a point where, you know, it's hyper contagious. And then he was the one to say it. I also hear Burks is caught big time too. She was very involved, but all you have to do is look at her teeth and you know where she's from. She looks like a demon.
Well,
Whatever.
Fauci was responsible for the funding as well to the Wuhan lab. Yeah, and Fauci and Obama. So, you know, got a lot.
Yeah, Mel, I'll have to get your email, and I'll send you a bunch of documents.
Cool.
Because I have the Obama, the playbook and everything, and we have it all.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, the more I know, I always say we
lock
have it
and
all.
loaded. It's like,
There's so much evidence that's already out there if you look for it, that it's overwhelming. And believe me, I read Navarro's entire report. There is no doubt that the executive order is exactly what happened. But they knew, because the guy in there now, Rosen, who took over for Bill Barr, he's the one who wrote the report that led to Trump putting the executive order. So this is, I think the entire election was a sting. They already knew. And I also think the election in Myanmar is a sting.
Well, yeah, that's 100%. I think everything's just a puppet show. It's just pantomime and optics for us to wake up. This was all done back in 2000, and just pretty much as soon as Trump, you know, was in administration in his first 6 months. He sent this out.
they overthrew Obama.
Right.
It was the Q group that did it.
Right.
The Q group, and that's the secret group that's embedded in the NSA. That's actually COM12. Because right now you have 2 factions. Well, is this on? Yeah, I think so. I bumped it. You have COM12, which are the good ones, and then you have Aquarius, which are the bad. So you have these 2 COM12. It used to be Majestic 12, but they went to COM12 because it went under naval intelligence. Because Majestic 12 was infiltrated. This is where we're getting into the whole Project Mannequin. This is where it gets real dark. I mean, real dark. It's in the UK. It's cloning, mind control, genetic enhancement, and everything. MI6 is involved. The NSA is involved big time. Mm-hmm. It's in Peasmore, in Oxfordshire. Yeah, it's under some metal plant, and it's all underground. And there's like 2 entrances, and I mean, it's probably hands down one of the most disgusting things I've ever read. Wow. The things that they were having these kids do, never would that happen. I mean, it's that bad. But I mean, we learned a lot through it, and I mean, it was the octopus. That's what this whole thing is. It's like the whole tentacles and everything,
Right.
and you got the New World Order, and you know they're going out and they have HARP going on, which is in Alaska, and that's where they have the Tablets of Destiny. They're in a spaceship in Alaska. So when people want to start talking about UFOs are not real, they're in a spaceship in Alaska. Repeat it. Tablets of Destiny. They're in a spaceship. I mean, I know, you know, you're going to be seeing a lot of stuff that you really didn't think you believe. I mean, there's people out there that are thinking that Biden's president, and I mean, how far we are from where they are.
Right.
I mean, the best thing that we can do, that we have done, is we put out the videos. Because now, instead of telling them, we'd say, hey, watch them yourself. You know,
Right.
we got bigger shit to do.
Right.
You know, we got the whole humanitarian shit to do. You know, we have to fix what's messed up, because we have to accept responsibility for what happened, and then apologize, and then rectify the situation.
Yeah. In our own backyards.
Yep.
Everyone needs to be involved.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to step up. This is humanity's time. This is the time to take back, you know, our God-given power that was destroyed and infiltrated. And, you know, when the head of the Rothschilds, maybe had a heart attack, but apparently was either caught or arrested or had a heart attack, whatever the case may be. It's not going to be what
heart attacks at the moment, aren't there?
But I believe that was a big signal to the demons that we got your guy. You know, your days are numbered. And I've also noticed who hasn't been out there. You know, you really have to, if you reverse it and you hear all the loudest voices and all these people, but if you turn it around and look at who were such loud voices that are no longer out there, no longer exist, they didn't get kicked off Twitter or YouTube like I did or you did or whatever. No, they're just disappeared, you know, and we dealt with them being like, when I say loudest voices, I mean Hollywood, but also in our own government, in our country, people have just dropped off who were so anti-Trump, so in your face. The Twitter, you know, we're talking everyone from, you know, Adam Schiff and John Podesta and you know, Hollywood, we're talking Handler and Tom Hanks and Rob Ryan, all these people that were so vocal seem to have gone silent now.
Yeah.
I would say that that's another sign that things are happening that we're not seeing, because all you need to do is look at, oh, so these people are so vocal to begin with.
Yeah.
And when that Lincoln Project turns out that there are a bunch of grooming pedophiles over there, it's like another sign. Okay, so you voted for who and why? Did you realize you were voting against America for the one world order puppet Biden and the international banking cabal? And again, the three of us know this is a lot to do with the money, with the quantum financial system. They're hell bent on not letting that happen.
Yeah.
And I think it's too late. I already think it already.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. It is. It's all done. This is just playing out. And I just want to mention what you said about the Hollywood actors and actresses not speaking out and being silenced. Isn't it interesting who the choice of celebrity at the fake inauguration? So you've got Lady Gaga, and obviously what she was wearing. J-Lo, which is something that was surprising. I wasn't sure about that. I mean, yeah, we all know about Lady Gaga, but and then you've got Chrissy Teigen and John Legend. So they're the only ones. They're like the remnants of the celebrities that are not silent and obviously supporting Biden. And you've got Alec Baldwin. Yeah, I mean, you see, he's like, Trump's this and this Pizzagate's a complete conspiracy. I mean, he's just a very angry man, isn't he?
Yeah, I worked with him on SNL. He's not a happy guy. You know how hard it was to work on there during the whole Trump thing with him doing it?
I didn't know you worked on SNL.
I'd just be like, this is not, it was, I had to get out of there, obviously. but I sat through enough of him in my, you know, because I did a lot of the opening live from New York with him playing Trump, and I would just sit there, me and like one other person, it wasn't brainwashed. And we'd be like, oh, good. You know, you have to, good thing you're not allowed to laugh and stuff when you're on camera. You have to be serious, because I was sitting there like, these people are sick.
So
But
does
yeah,
everyone behave like, do everyone like acquiesce and subordinate in these type of environments, or people are just too scared to say anything, or are they just generally oblivious? You've got like,
no, I think they only hire people that they know they can manipulate, that will toe the line. They stopped hiring people a long time ago in Hollywood and all the creative industries that they couldn't manipulate or weren't fully indoctrinated already. No, there might be people there. I find them on sets sometimes, but few and far between. They don't want anything to do with anyone that's going to ruin their plan, you know, their grand plan. I did a show with John Paul Rice yesterday, and we were talking about our last few rounds in Hollywood. And I have to tell you, both of us felt the exact same way about the demonic nature and the growing Satanism, pedophilia, like everything that was in our face. And it became that you could not sell a script. You would not be hired. You were your talent. I have friends, including myself, who spent years like being production assistants for $100 a day, working 18 hours a day to earn it and earn their way up. And suddenly it didn't matter. They were picking random people to direct stuff that had no resumes. And you were just like, how is this pot? But now in retrospect, but in the mid 2000s, I didn't know what was going on. I just knew that a lot of really talented people suddenly couldn't get jobs, and people that you never heard of are working. And it was crazy. But yeah, no, I think that something big is going on there. I think it was a intentional drop that a lot of people didn't see, that the Standard Hotel in West Hollywood is closing forever. Yep. Because the truth of the matter is that it's a very lucrative hotel.
For all of this nefarious stuff
is because of this, what's going on. Yeah. And you know, and don't forget, it's owned by Andre Balazs, but he is Rockefeller Standard Oil. And you know, and that's another big sign that the alliance and the plan is going as we hoped. And you know, it's just, everyone out there can do their own research. We all always say it, but you know, we have done it. And that's why I can say with certainty that we are on God's timing, but God wins, you know. This evil was finally rooted out. It had to be rooted out, or it was going to just rebirth itself, just like the Nazis did it. And I saw some things about earthquakes and explosions in Antarctica. Again, there's some very nefarious stuff, as Jason knows, in Antarctica, and suddenly there's you know, explosions up there that aren't really explained, and they're saying they're earthquakes. But again, I was in Bakersfield, California, when there was an earthquake that I knew was not an earthquake. They don't work like that. They don't roll on for 10 minutes, you know, and just boom, boom, boom. So, you know, that when you see things like that, because I think the Antarctica is a real mystery that when uncovered, people will be horrified at the truth about what's been going on up there, because it's all connected to the adrenochrome and to everything we've been talking about.
I didn't follow this narrative. JCK spoke about this, about how do you say it?
Antarctica.
Antarctica. Yeah. Sorry, a bit tongue-tied today. And she mentioned this on one of her shows. And because it was just getting a bit too much regarding the, you know, details with what was going on with the kids and the adrenochrome. There's only so much we can actually take. So see, like, I can't even say the name. That's how bad the energy must be.
Right. But also don't forget that they could hide it up there, but there's and don't forget, it was also the same suspects, John Kerry, Soros, Tom Hanks, these same people were taking trips to Antarctica. Nobody goes to Antarctica for vacation. Yeah. I mean, so
draw the connections.
What they say is that the Nazis moved a lot of their space program and their science programs to Antarctica to hide them, and also Greenland. And we have an Air Force base in Greenland, the Thule Air Force Base, that I believe has a lot going on there too. So, you know, there's these remote places. Like I always say, the craziest part about Switzerland is all roads of this evil cabal lead back to Switzerland. Yet I've been told since day one that Switzerland's neutral. you know, that it's just people skipping around outside that are just happy and they're neutral. They don't want to be involved with anyone. No, they're running it all. You know, it's the opposite. So, you know, all these little places are, you know, when you dig into them, you
All
think,
connected to the children.
and it's all connected to the same 3,000 people that run Bilderberg and Davos and the Privy Council and the Pilgrim Society and the Council of Fire. They're all the same people.
What have you found? What were you looking for, Jason?
I love Jason's
I
book.
know.
why?
I want to know what you found. What did you
I
go
know,
with?
it's great.
Bible.
This is why it had to happen. 2022, the return of the Anunnaki.
Oh, the Anunnaki.
Yeah, that's who's in Antarctica.
Right.
That's why they had what? The earthquakes were 7.0. It's like,
Right.
dude,
Right.
that's
I
awesome.
saw that and I'm like, that's such bull. What are
Bullshit.
they
It's
doing up
great.
there? I saw that and I was
And
like,
that's the
that
thing.
doesn't happen.
They have them all frozen in there.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that basically what we're dealing with is a Nephilim, the human version of the Nephilim.
Right.
You've got Obama, you have the whole bloodline, you got Biden, you have all of these people.
Right.
And then you have Soros. Remember, he has that eye,
I know.
right? Well, that actually is like the whole Azazel, you know, that whole bloodline and everything, the RH negative. And oh man, yeah. We found the other Bible too.
Right. This is what you were telling me earlier on today, Jason. So come on, share it, share everything.
This, and the thing is, it was OAHSPE. That's all that was on there, right? So I'm like, wonder what that could be. Click, start looking through. I'm like, trigger word. I'm like, okay, I'm triggering. Printer on. 12 pages, check, got it. Then we go to the Book of Thor, son of Jehovah, Jehovih, being the records of Thor, Apollo's successor on the earth and her heavens, from the Ark of Mos to the Ark of Day in the Ethereal heavens in the 3,200 years. The thing is, Apollo's successor, Thor, who has statues of Apollo in their apartment in New York City, Manhattan? It's a tower. Gold Tower, 45th president, you know, Trump. I mean, he has like Apollo statues. And people are like, oh, he worships Apollo. I'm like, no shit, really? It's like, you know, everything they do, it's like, it's all because of this. And with all of this, it's for one thing. It's for a wedding. So, hear me out. Now, remember, we have everything written down. This was back in 841. You know, I mean, we're in the 4,000 now. I mean, we're going to be in the 9,000 easy, 9,000,
Right.
10,000. But in Revelations 21:2, right, the 777 and then 2, it's a half delta, states, I also saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, prepared like a bride adorned for her husband. So, New Jerusalem, that's America, right? I think Trump already did that, you know, leveled that up with the whole deal with King Cyrus right here, and the whole moving of the U.S. Embassy. He likes to play symbolism too. So what he's done is he moved that over. We have New Jerusalem. That's why Israel's done, because Israel was going to end up, you know, they're over there, you know, wanting to start World War III with Iran. Well, if they're buddies with China and China's buddies with Iran, how does that work?
Right.
You know, what's the common denominator here? It's that damn letter from April 15th, 1871, from Albert Pike to Giuseppe Mazzini, outlining the 3 world wars that were going to bring the whole world down.
Right.
You even have the anarchist and the nihilist. You have Antifa and BLM. There's your 2 right there. I mean, they got 2 of them. You're not getting 3. Sorry. You know, you're betting 666. Sorry, pigs.
Right. I agree.
You get dealt that number 2. So in here, it just this is what blows my mind. So they actually they tell you how they're going to judge them, right? And who's getting judged. And number 10, they said 6 million physicians to disrupt fetals from mortals. Abortion doctors, right?
Oh, yeah.
1 million founders of hospitals for chaotic angels and others stricken in disease. 2 million founders of ECN nurseries for the spirits of infants and helpless ones born into heaven before their full time. Yeah. Nice, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, had some pretty nice people on. But this whole wedding deal,
Yeah.
I mean, and I'll post the whole thing, print it, do whatever you want. I mean, it's one of the best reads you'll have. It's just BITCHUTE. That's why they have the whole beta sex kitten deal. It's beta and then tis. It's the goddess of Tiro and Aethera, right? Now, what they're going to do is they're getting God married to this BITCHUTE, which is the daughter of light. So the daughter of light is going to reclaim the throne. Because if you think about it, who is the real creator here? It's not man, it's woman. Women create life.
Yeah.
Duh. Hello. Well, I mean, unless
How hard they try to tell us it's not.
I mean, yeah. I want to see how she squeezed out 2 kids out of that dick hole.
Right,
That's what I
exactly.
want to see.
But if you say that, you're something's
Yeah.
wrong with you.
Yeah. Where's pregnancy pictures? You
No,
got
I
more
know.
pictures of her bulking up, linebacker style. It's like, what the hell is this?
Right.
So
Crazy.
they have this whole brides and bridegrooms. I mean, they have everything down to the numbers. Like 4,000 million brides and bridegrooms. Remember how Biden was talking like that? How he was like numbering like that? They were actually throwing comms at us. Like they say, no outside comms? No shit. It's COM 12. You're not going to have COM 13, COM 14. You got COM 12. That's it. So now with all this, and it goes through this whole series, right? But then it goes to the Lord's 4th book because it's the higher and lower heavens for the lower heavens of the earth. It goes along the same timeline. And in number 8, it mentions, then God said, when thou hast made a picture of a spear, behold, it is a spear. And when thou desirest to show which way a man goeth, thou shalt add to the graven image the likeness of a spear. And the way it pointeth shall show the man goeth. Remember the picture of Trump and they have the tip of the spear missing and it's him? And what's on the banner behind him? It says through these portals. No, guys. A little bit, And then, this is the best one. 10, it says, God said, they're talking about a written language in every region of the earth. God said, this shall be called the panic language, which is pronounced Asioga, because it is made of earthly images. And in after ages, whoever desires to find the first written words of man shall have recourse to the pictures of all things on earth and in the waters and in the air above the earth. Oh, by the way, yeah, they actually tell the size of the firmament in this. Just letting you know. I mean, because the thing is, why is it a wedding, right?
Yeah, this is what's confusing me.
But okay, but here's the thing: it's all symbolism.
Yeah, of course.
Because when a bride and groom are standing face to face, and you go for the kiss, right? What do you have to do?
Lift the veil.
You have to break the veil.
Yeah.
That's it. What's the veil? Firmament. Out of here. It's like, bring that crystal sun back. Let's bring those crystal trees in.
Wow.
That's out of here. I mean, all these people are saying, "Oh, you're on drugs, this and that." I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Whatever drugs I'm on, best double it. I mean, because I'll tell you what, if you're going to give us this kind of information on those kind of drugs, we'll take it. They
Right.
talk about swamps in here, and I mean, this is like, I mean, we just found this last night, overnight.
Wow.
Printed. It's just.
I mean, look at that research, Mel. You just
No,
got.
I know. And Jason's the only person I know that researches more than me.
I mean, then there's you as well.
But once you
Well,
get
well,
in
the thing is,
there,
but
but if
but
you,
it's all of us.
yeah, and anyone,
It's all of us.
can
It's
do it.
collective.
Right.
Once people realize that we're all connected
I love this
collectively
about you too.
through one
Right.
soul, and we're all we just figured out how to tap into the collective. That's
Right.
how we're getting all the information. We're getting the information from everybody else. It's like you
Right.
guys are the ones giving us the information. Fuck, we're just saying, okay, print it up and just get it out there.
Right. Well, yeah, for me, a lot of times that's interesting you say that, because I dig around, and then boom, I'll find like one thing and it'll lead to something else. And then I'll figure out how to research that, and it'll open a whole new door. And I know that I feel like I happened upon it by accident, but then I realized no.
Oh no.
By
Oh
accident.
no.
Yeah.
No, no.
And
They have
that,
control.
yeah. And then of course I was up till 5:30 in the morning last night reading Navarro's report so that I could make sure that I knew what really happened with the election, because I think, you know, it's better to be totally informed, because I knew people were going to start losing their minds when General Flynn said what he said, but he said it, I believe, for a reason. You know, they don't tell them what they're going to do. He is also retired. If he's involved, he's involved in probably an external position, but he wouldn't go out there and tell them. He'd rather give them misinformation. Disinformation is necessary.
Yeah.
So, you
Very
know,
good point, Mel.
right.
Very good point.
Everyone started flipping out like, oh, we're in trouble. Well, maybe now that's where we needed to get one, because people had been waiting and waiting and waiting for Flynn to come out. He comes out on a show. I was on the day before. He comes out on the show and says, this didn't happen, that didn't happen, but don't give up hope. We got it under control. What?
You want to know why? Yeah, because who came out and said it? General Miley. The thing is, when Miley was talking about it, they don't serve under dictators or anything. Anyway, when he talked about the army, he made sure to say the date, the birth date of the army. June 14th, 1775. How many years is it from June 14th, 1775 to June 14th, 1946, the birth of one of the greatest Americans, Donald John Trump? It is 171 years. You got a 17 in reverse. It's like, that's it, man. I'm just like, fuck it. You know, the army's got this.
Yeah.
You know, they're making amends for them turning their back on us and going with the shitheads back in 1871. And they're like, no, you need to fix your shit. You know,
right.
We'll forgive you, but you got to fix this.
Right.
You know.
Right. And as this faux Biden administration is starting wars all over the world, you know, Russia's not our enemy at this point. They've created this situation with America and Russia that is totally false.
Yeah.
Also, China, like he was saying about Israel, the Middle East, they prove it. Prove to me that they just sent troops back into Syria. Prove to me anything that we're hearing on the mainstream media is true, because I don't think any of it is. So, you know, and then the head of the military, while they're creating wars all over the world, supposedly, comes out and says he's going to put a 90-day hold on all military activity to root out white supremacists. I mean, does that make sense at all?
What?
Especially when they're shuffling 60,000 troops into DC.
I know.
It's like you do understand they just brought the prison to them.
I know.
That's all they did. I mean, Garth Brooks was at the inauguration. He sang Amazing Grace. When you hear Amazing Grace? At a funeral.
Yes.
That's it.
I mean,
they were on ice. And the thing about Bill Gates is him and his wife were hung in India in 2015.
I mean, who are these people that we're seeing? You know,
they're all clones. They're all clones. I mean, cloning is real. You know, clones. I mean, you've got cloning, and I mean, these people are all cloned. That's Project Mannequin. It's all cloning. And how we stumbled on that is from that John F. Kennedy letter, and he was missing the E, right? And when he spelled out his name on the bottom in print. And the thing is, that's a 5, right? So he put February 2nd, 2020, but then he's missing E. Well, what's going on in the 5th, right? But then you add the 2 days, which is, you know, half of our delta, and the 7th. Well, that's a 7-7 because 2 + 5 is 7. Plus you have the 7 for Sunday. Yeah, that's Super Bowl Sunday. You know, I mean,
we're gonna
why not?
Weekend. That's what the rumors are.
Then they had a stick that had this. It looked like a tapestry or something like that wrapped on it, and had a rope tied around it like a belt. But when you look at it, it had butterflies on it. You're like, that's Project Monarch. What's
Right.
around here? It's like rope. It's like fire hemp rope. I'm like, so you think it's like hanging? It's like, that's a mannequin. Because you
That's
see it as a
totally-
stick. So it looks like a dress. And I'm sitting here, I'm going through papers, and I see Project Mannequin. I'm like, no, come on. And then I look through, I'm like, holy shit, this is bad.
I
This is-
know.
I
Isn't it
mean-
weird when you're by yourself and you find something like that and you're just like, you're so excited.
It's always, and I'm calling people, I'm like, you ain't gonna believe this shit. They're
I
like,
know.
oh God, let me take some Xanax. It's like, no, don't, you don't get to cheat this time. No, no, no. You
I
gotta
know.
play
I don't
hell
think-
too.
I don't think Jason ever sleeps. I don't think he slept the whole year.
Yeah, it's
I
hard.
was-
because I do
I was
most of my
laughing. She's
stuff,
like, yeah,
too.
she'd stay up till 5:30 in the morning. I'm like, well, shit, I slept 5:30 and 5:31, 5:32. Just couldn't call me.
I know. I will. You got to send me your
Yeah.
info because I
Yeah.
sit here and I'm like, no
Yeah.
way.
And
I
I'm
can go
telling
for
you,
hours. Like,
oh,
yeah,
you have no idea. This is the stuff.
Well, look, we've got an interesting weekend ahead of us for sure.
Damn right we do. We have an interesting day because here's Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
Here's drop 16. Here's a 7. That's the third 7 for our 21. Because you got 2-5 Saturday. That's our 16. Drop 16.
right.
And then you got the 7 for Sunday. Because Friday and Saturday, they're going to make good on the MAGA promise. The MAGA promise is there goes the Mossad. That's drop 16 in the Q drops. And then what happens? Game
Just
time.
right.
That's it.
Game time. That's why last
Oh.
week I said when the GameStop thing happened, I go, do you want to play a game? Do you want to play a game? Game theory?
Yeah.
Game over? GameStop.
GameStop. The irony. I keep saying that. Said that in our last show, didn't we, Mel?
Yeah.
Everything has been meticulously like
The little
Time.
trolling.
Strategic
I mean,
plan.
these guys are just, I mean,
Genius. I mean, this goes beyond my comprehension. I mean, the stuff that you guys can decipher so well. I mean, this is just
it's because we're assholes. Because we'd say the same thing. That's why.
I know.
It's like, we would be like, oh yeah, bug him too. It's like, huh?
Right.
It's like, man, why you be so mean? It's like, people would do the same thing to me if I did that. So
Right.
don't even give me that shit. No, no, no.
Can't stop. Can't stop.
Nope,
It's not
that's
me.
it.
It's not driven by me.
That's
I'm
it.
telling you.
That's
and
it.
then, you know, and
I'm an
that's the
asshole
way
by
it
nature.
is. Right.
That's it.
Right. I mean, very stubborn. Look, you know, and the funny thing, you just brought up that JFK thing, because don't forget, they have that real letter in the CIA.gov vault that says is from JFK Jr. to Joe Biden, saying, Joe
Yes.
Biden, you're a traitor.
Yes.
And it was investigated, and that is real. And what is that about? You
And
know?
why?
How-
Yeah,
how
they're,
crazy.
you know, University of Delaware is hiding those records.
I know.
And what about
University
that-
of Pennsylvania, both.
And what about that secret surgery he had
Right.
to curb his pedophilic urges?
Right.
Boy, that
And then,
really
yeah.
worked.
And Hunter got a book deal, and I'm like, I saw what was on his laptop. There's no way.
A
He's,
book deal. He's a
oh,
crackhead.
of course,
What's
from
a
Simon
coloring
and
book deal?
Schuster. Well,
Was it
Simon
coloring
in
book?
the UK, all the bookstores here in the UK have Obama's book everywhere you go. You just went past another bookstore the other day, the shelves full and the window displays all of
Yeah.
Obama's book. I wonder why.
Oh yeah, nobody's buying them.
yeah, exactly. You have to
Yeah.
decorate.
Yeah. Like, put
Yeah.
some out there that nobody will come in. Here
Right,
you go,
exactly.
some Obama books. It's like, fuck that place.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
also
that's it.
that thing with all the books is, you know,
Yeah.
it's all Simon and Schuster. It's all the same people. It's all money laundering, and it's all lies. You
Yep.
know, it's a PR campaign, just like Trump's lawyers for the phony impeachment, which he didn't incite anything. They said, yeah, we're not going to play along with your PR campaign anymore. Good luck with that. Basically, we'll see you in, you know, we'll see you in never.
Wait till
That.
Avenatti comes back.
Oh.
Avenatti's gonna come back like a fucking stud. Nobody knows his background. What he did? See, the thing is that he went to George Washington University, right? They actually made an award and named it after him because he was actually one of the top students, and he was studying with Professor Turley on the FOIA, not FOIA, but the
FISA?
FISA, the FISA
Right.
courts. and all that. And it's just like, ooh, he's that big, huh? And it's like, oh, the creepy porn lawyer. It's like Stormy Daniels. It's like calm before the storm. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come
And
on. You're gonna have 2
Epstein.
storms, you know.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta have 2 and 3. You gotta go by multiples. Come on. You gotta keep it with 3, 6, 9, or 2, 4 with a delta.
I think, yeah.
And that's why they go by delta too, is because Project Mannequin, their teams were delta. They had 15 delta teams.
That is the
They were-
creepiest thing, that
Oh,
project. I
this.
can't even imagine that people are, well, they're not people.
No.
You know,
Yeah.
they're not people that create shit like that, or that create bioweapons or any of this disgusting anti-human, anti-God stuff is really, they're not humans. They don't have the God. They don't have spirit. They don't have conscience. They're just
They're
demons.
Nephilim. Yep. They're the demons.
Ah,
Because when it comes out that Lucifer, hey, don't forget about him. Don't be sleeping on Lucifer, because remember, everybody's entitled to a second chance.
Yep.
Lucifer did not screw any of the human women to create Nephilim. He did not do it. It was Azazel and Satan. Lucifer is not Satan. There's 2 different entities. Just
Right.
saying.
Right.
well, look, guys,
This is gonna
this
get messy.
has been.
Yeah.
I love you 2 together. I know.
Now
that
everybody
we're
goes
gonna
slam their
do
heads at
this.
car doors.
Yeah,
Now we
it's,
gotta go. Bye. It's like, what? No.
well, look, there's a lot to expect this weekend. I mean, who knows what's going to happen? Timelines is just something I'm not going to adhere to, but thank you both. I mean, this was brilliant. This was so brilliant. I think people are going to really enjoy this, and let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Happy
Well,
suicide
I
weekend.
needed it because it gets rough, and then you don't sleep and you wake up, and my Telegram show group was infiltrated by porn, and
No way!
yeah,
Damn, girl.
You're
Yeah.
really getting
Man, nobody.
slammed. You've
I
never
can't
seen
even get
anything
a
like this.
troll.
All these people are trying to, I don't know, but whatever. It's not going to stop me. I know
Yeah.
I have God's
Hell
protection.
no.
You know, I mean, honestly, I hate this because they're trolling for Charlie. It's just too much, and people writing to me, and it's just gone. I mean, I'm the
Send them my way. That's what you gotta say. Hey, what would you say in this case? It's like, I've actually written letters to people and lining it out. It's like, here's where you fucked up.
Right.
Just wrote it out and like, here you go.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
actually hand wrote it and gave it to the person. It's like, give them this. There
Right.
you go. And it was during all this too. It's like, I don't care. I mean, we have the information.
Right.
The thing
That's
is
what I
that-
always say. We have
Yeah.
everything. We have the information, and it's out there, and it's real, and you can find it. You have to want to find it, and once you do, there's no turning back. You have to put it out there. If you believe in God and country and the universe and humanity and our potential in the future, and restoring what we deserve to be living in on this planet, then you can't shut up. You can't let them censor you or silence you. Why are they doing such a thing anyway if it wasn't because they're scared?
Yep.
And that's all I think every day. You know?
Perfect.
Bitches. It's it.
Beautiful.
Taking out the trash.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Okay, I love you guys. Let's do this again.
Yeah,
Jason,
love you too.
See you
Definitely.
next week,
Definitely.
Mel. Same time, same place, guys. Thank you.
I will see you then.
Yeah.
Hey,
Love
and,
you both.
Mel,
Yeah.
how can I get my info?
I will
Do you have
sort
a
that
pen?
out. Yeah,
Alpha.
I'll send
Yeah.
it through.
Yeah, send her my email.
I
Love
will.
you,
Because it's
Jason.
not like-
Every time you're on, I get so pumped up. You're the best.
Yeah,
you
1
guys.
o'clock.
So you.
1 o'clock this afternoon. Going on live. So
Good luck.
Bye-bye.